In the recesses of my bike barn, as I call it, a tough shed at the back corner of my property, is what I also call the plant prison, where the problem plants go. This kind of problem, or that kind of problem. Ew, look at that. These are two plants that have been so problematic that I'm about done with them, especially this one. Now this one is still so beautiful that I hate the fact that I can't take it inside. I've had fungus gnats, fungus and mold in this soil so bad on both of these plants that I had to move them out here, and I had to use mosquito dunks. If you don't know what those are, they're little donut things. You can break them apart, put them in water, and they do kill fungus gnats. Took me quite a few weeks with the mosquito dunks to kill fungus gnats. And by the way, I wasn't able to use the reservoirs here. I had to water from the top to kill the fungus gnats. But I finally got the fungus gnats dead, at least for now. But here's the thing about these two plants. Actually, three of my plants with these Easyplant pots. And you can't see that because I'm not going to touch it, but that's the Easyplant reservoir. These two in particular, and one other one, overwater the plants. A quick edit, because that's probably not the best wording. They over-moisten the soil, not overwater the plants. And I think I've figured out why. I just need to tear one apart to investigate. That means taking the plant out of the pot. And because I never even liked this little skimpy fern, they sent, this is actually one that has been warranted. Ooh. Bad, bad, bad. So you can see, I'm not taking that in my house. So I'm done with this plant. I think I'm just going to kill it and take it out of the pot so I can investigate and see if my suspicions are true. But I'm going to do that outside because I want to get away from these. I have a video or a topic that's going to come up on these and potential safety concerns. So let's get this outside and see if my suspicions are correct. And then I really want to bring you back inside, but I don't trust you. Definitely don't want to kill you, but I got to do something. We'll see based on my analysis with this plant if this one can be salvaged or if I have to take drastic measures. Okay, I'm going to have to do this fast. I want to do it outside so I don't bring any of this inside my house. I'm wearing gloves because I used mosquito dunks. And they can be toxic, apparently, according to the instructions. After you've touched them, it said wash your hands before you go to the bathroom. That sounds pretty scary to me. But here's what I think is going on. I have 8 Easyplants. Here, show there, my Easyplant. Well, technically 7. This one was warranted with another. And this did grow just a little bit, but still ugly. But I have 8 Easyplants. One died because the pot quit watering it. I took it apart. I made a video on that. So I had that one that died. That was underwatered. I have 3 others, including this one, the Aglaonema Beauty, this one, and the other fern, that the soil stays too moist. So my suspicion is that this is the exact opposite of that one that dried out where the wick didn't go all the way down in this pot. I think when you get into the reservoir, not the reservoir side, the plant side, on that one that dried out, there was only about this much wick on the inside. I think we're going to see a lot more wick inside the plant side, and that means it's drawing water up and too much water because of the extra long wick. So let's do this. I hate killing a plant, and you're about to hear dogs because my neighbor is a really good neighbor, but they have a million dogs. And they have company, and the company is about to walk outside. So let's pull this out. And like I said, I hate sacrificing a plant, but I just don't like or trust this one. Okay, so I've got it pulled out here, and I can see. All right, here we go. Wow, that is just super damp. Even with gloves on, I can feel it. Look at that. And a buddy of mine that's really into plants said that he thinks that these are getting overwatered to the point that it's actually rotting. Look at these roots. Well, they look okay. He thinks that it's overwatering to the point that it's causing some rot in here, and that's what's attracting the gnats. Let me look down in here because I believe we're going to find a lot of wick. Let me just pour this out. Let's see how much. Ooh, it is so wet down in here that it is just packed. Oh, I can feel the cold moisture. And a lot of those little green fertilizer balls, they do that nice. They say that you shouldn't have to deal with them for a year, and they're working on a repot so that if you bought, like this is maybe a 5-inch, that in a year it's grown enough that maybe it goes into a 6 or a 7-inch. We'll see, but let me see if I can get to this. See how much wick is down in here. Oh, a lot of dirt. So that's good. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna pull this up now and let's see. Well, you know, not super, maybe an inch longer than what was on my one that underwatered. So, okay, and maybe just a little inch is enough. I don't know why, but for some reason, it's not what I thought it was gonna be. I figured this would be like curled around in here. So maybe that's not the problem. Just something about this plant and this pot attracts moisture, because I mean, I would let this dry out to the point of not being healthy for the plant, sticking a stick all the way down into the bottom and finding out that it's dry, and then watering and waiting, and then watering. And I think I just saw a gnat fly by here in front of the camera. But yeah, so at the least, and it could just be, you know, this is contaminated soil of something that's just attracting the bugs, but that doesn't explain the moisture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to pull this wick completely out. Oh, here we go. I learned this too. You can pull the wicks out, and we'll find out how much is down in the pot. Yeah, that's more than was on the other one, but it clearly also went all the way to the bottom. Found out this wick is just cotton, and I found some at Walmart that look just like it. So I'll clean this all up, disinfect it, put a new wick in it, and then maybe I can use it for a different plant. Definitely not going to put this one back inside, but I may throw it into another pot or something and try to maybe have it outside, even though it's getting cold. Didn't have a little bit of new growth. Look at that. It's a shame, but it's the sacrificial lamb to find out that this pot isn't the problem that I thought. I thought it was going to be like this on the inside in here, but it's not. So, well, now I don't know what to think. I have easyplants that are thriving. This fishbone prayer plant thriving. Now, it did develop fungus gnats early in, but I determined that was because the Aglaonema beauty used to sit right beside it. Since I removed it, it hasn't had a problem. The easyplant Zizu, this has never not looked amazing. Just add water to the reservoir. The soil stays exactly as it should for the plant to thrive. Easy. And my easyplant money tree, the warranted one, look at this soil, absolutely perfect. Another one, I just add water and it's always as it should be. But then I had the one that the pot didn't work. It wouldn't water the plant properly and it died. And as I've mentioned, they did warranty that and I appreciate it, but clearly it was not set up to succeed as I received it. And this other blue star fern is starting to grow, and at first glance the soil looks good, but that's only because for the past 2 weeks I've had a fan blowing directly on it to keep the top of the soil dry. Because like my other two moisture-prone easyplant pots, this one was so moist on the top that gnats had already started looking at it too. And if you look close enough, you can see the dark hiding just right below that top fan-dried air layer. Like the Aglaonema beauty and the other blue star fern, this pot also keeps the soil too moist. Now let me clarify here, it's annoyingly moist. Not so moist I think it's going to harm the plant, but it is overly moist enough that it's going to attract fungus, mold, and fungus gnats. And I am frustrated that I have such a beautiful plant in this Aglaonema beauty that I don't feel confident in bringing inside near my other plants. I can't enjoy it. And I have plants that are thriving. This is my other money tree. A live trends, they call it a red oak because of that trunk. It's in a non-self-watering pot and it's thriving. That air plant I rescued off the shelf at Lowe's. It was laying freely on the shelf at Lowe's. So I can keep a plant alive and I can keep easy plants going, the ones that work, but I have these problematic ones. One that dried out a plant and 3 others that the soil is just too moist. Is it the consistency of the soil? Is it the pot? I don't know what's going on here, but I know that with easyplant, I have a 37.5% success rate. At least that's my success rate for Water and Go Ease, which is what you're paying for with Easyplant. I don't know, I'm confused. Comment below if you have any feedback or suggestions. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you at the next plant.